Hi guys, and welcome to the last day of our wheel pose week of our All Shapes Yoga Challenge. It's been an absolute pleasure doing it with you guys. So let's get started. So let's start with those nice big wrist circles. Like going one way and then the other way. Give those fingers a little wiggle. Hands in prayer and fingertips one way. And fingertips all the way to the other side. Bring it back to centre, clasp those hands together. Nice wrist circles one way and then the other way too. Taking any last minute little circles that you need. And then when you're ready, join me on the mat. Lying down, knees facing upwards. Heels just within your touch. Feet are parallel, pointing to the front of the mat. Fingers nice and spread, palms facing down. Let's go into our floating bridges. Inhale, pushing all the way up, rising each vertebrae by vertebrae, pushing all the way up. When you get to the top, can you step any higher? Exhale, coming all the way down. Trying to roll down. Inhale up. Push, push, push. Exhale all the way down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. Really push when you get to the top. See if you can lift your hips any higher. And come on down. Inhale, rising all the way up with those hips. And as you exhale, clasping your hands together, creating that fist and squidging those shoulders underneath your body. Pushing your hips up even further. Creating that lovely back bend and your static bridge. So just remembering to breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Release the hands, release the shoulders and slowly curve down. Bring those knees in for a little cuddle. Hug them in. Making circles one way. Just giving that lower spine a bit of a massage. And then the other way. Choosing which way you're going to make your way up to seated. And then joining me up in your seated position. Working on our tabletop pose. So making sure fingers are nice and spread. Fingers are pointing towards the end of the mat. Feet are hip width apart. Knees are hip width apart. Nice inhale coming all the way up. Really think about pushing away from that floor. And we're in our tabletop. So making sure you're breathing here. You're pushing those hips up. You're pushing away from the floor. Remembering to breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Sink your bottom all the way down and give your knees a little cuddle. Hug them in. Relax your head. and come back to seated. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to work on our reverse plank. So making sure those fingers are facing the end of the mat, the front of the mat. We're going to start from our tabletop. So inhale, coming up into tabletop. And using our exhale to straighten those legs and then push those hips up into your reverse plank. So really strong in the arms, making sure you're breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale to sink that bottom down. Bend those knees and hug those knees in again. And making your way onto your tummy, we're going to work on our Cobra pose. Hands are nice and spread directly underneath the shoulder blades. Bottom of the body really cemented down, tops of those feet cemented down, engaging the bottom part of the body, making sure those elbows are nice and tightly tucked in. And let's inhale, come all the way up. Can we take those hands off? And come back down. Lovely, let's do a few ups and downs. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale, up. Exhale, come back down. Pushing your way into all fours. And work on our plank. Nice spread hands, making sure your shoulders are stacked over those wrists. Curl those toes under and push your way up into your plank position, making sure you're not dipping too low, pushing too high. Really nice straight line. Think about pushing away from those floor, trying to engage that tummy, pull that belly button up to the spine, engage that pelvic floor. Stop that wee. Making sure you're breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And on your exhale, just drop your knees down. Open them nice and wide, toes touching, arms out in front, and just sink down into your child pose. Relax for a minute. Coming back into all fours. Let's set up again for plank. Nice spread hands. Curl those feet under. Push your way up into your plank. Really push away the floor, engage the tummy. Stop that wee. Making sure you're breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Few more. Don't know if about you, but I've certainly felt the planks this week in my core. Whew. Right, starting to shake now. 2 more breaths, come on. Inhale. Exhale. Last plank. Inhale. And drop those knees down. Open them nice and wide. Sink your bottom low into your plank. No, God, into your child pose. And relax down. Make your way onto your tummy and let's practice our bow. So, hands reaching out all the way to the back of the mat like you're trying to grab your feet or your the back end of your mat. Let's start with the upper body. So, when everybody's ready, let's do nice big inhale. Up, reaching back. Chest off, arms off, hands off. Really trying to see if you can reach that end of the mat. And then come back down. Let's do the bottom part of the body. So when we're ready, we want toes off, shins off, knees off, thighs off. Inhale, lower body up, up, up. See if you can get the soles of the feet up to the ceiling. Can you reach them any higher? And coming back down. Okay, let's do everything off. Upper body, lower body. Nice big inhale, everything coming off. Like you're flying away. Remembering to breathe. And come back down. Right here on the mat. Hello. Just getting your breath back. And coming back to centre. So, bending those feet. Seeing how you're feeling. So, see how you feel to, if you can feel the difference of where you were the first time we tried bow to now. How easy is it to reach those ankles now? Okay, so if you can reach your ankles, you grab and hold of them now. If not, you're just going to work on reaching back to try and hold them. Okay, we're taking everything off this time. And inhale, everything coming off. Kick into those feet. Remembering to breathe. Few more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And coming back down. Everything relaxing. Left ear on the mat. And then coming back, let's push into our all fours. We're going to push into our downward facing dog. So nice spread hands, curl those toes under, push those hips up as high as you can. When they can't go any further, then start working towards putting those heels down to the floor. Relax those shoulders away from the ears and try and push your body towards your thighs. Have a little walk of the dog. Stretch out those hammies. Okay, let's go right side first. So picking up that right foot off the floor, lifting it up, imagining your hip headlights are pointing down, then bending your knee, bringing it all the way to your nose and stepping it to the front of your mat. So if you need a hand, grab your ankle and move it forward. Just keeping that back leg up for a minute. Just letting your hips settle down into this pose. See how it feels. And then drop that back foot. Back knee down. You can uncurl the toes. Just going to stay here for a minute. Stretching out this hip flexor. Checking our front foot is not overextending, so our knee is directly over our ankle. So you can still see all of those toes. Nice big inhale here. And on our exhale, we're going to rise all the way up. Bring those arms up by our ears. If your arms are a bit achy, you can also bring them to prayer, whichever you prefer. Making sure you're really lifting up, trying to relax those shoulders. So your drishti, your gaze, can be out in front of you, or it can be up, whichever you prefer. Think about engaging that tummy as well whilst you're up here. And then bring those hands back down. Working on picking off that back foot, bending it. I'm just going to reach back, so whichever arm you like best. So it can be the same arm, it can be the opposite arm, whichever's best for you. It's just really stretching out the front of that quad on your left side. Remembering to breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Release that back foot. Hands nice and firmly down. Pick that back foot off the floor, and the front foot's going to go all the way back to meet us in downward facing dog. You can take a little movement or just find your stillness, whichever you prefer. Okay, let's pick that left foot off the floor. No, we just did the left foot, didn't we? Did we? Yes, no, left foot off the floor. So think about your hip headlights facing down. And when you're ready, bend knee all the way to nose and then bring it to the front of the mat. So just letting your hips sink down. So keeping that back leg off the floor for the minute. Try and let the hips just settle down. Feel, sort of let them loosen and see how it feels to be in this posture. And then let's just drop that knee down. So again, back toes can be curled up or on the floor, entirely up to you. Check your knee is directly over that ankle. Okay. Settling down here. Using the breath to sort of send you a little bit deeper in the pose. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale, reaching all the way up. Arms coming up. Or your hands can be in prayer. Entirely up to you. Really think about runny costed shoulders, really melting them down. Engaging the core. If you want to test your balance, you can try closing your eyes. Or last one here. Inhale. And exhale, coming back down. Hands to the floor. Let's pick that back foot off the floor. And we're going to reach back with whichever hand you'd like to. So seeing how it feels. Remembering to breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Release that leg down. Pick that back foot off the floor and front foot's going to come all the way back to meet in downward facing dog. So you can either drop down into your child pose here to have a little minute, or stay up in your downward facing dog with me. Okay, Let's work on our wild thing. Left foot rising all the way up. Keep those hip headlights down. Next, open up those hip headlights. Bend that knee. Really feel that side of the body stretch. When you're ready, take your leap of faith and go all the way around. Then push those hips up, 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 up. And reach back with that hand. Staying strong. And coming, cartwheeling all the way back into your downward facing dog, or you can sink into your child pose, whichever you prefer. Okay, let's do it on the other side. So, picking off that right foot, hip headlights facing down. Next, opening them up, bend that knee. Feel that stretch on that side of the body. And then take that leap of faith, cartwheel all the way around, push your hips up, 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 and reach back with that arm. Remembering to breathe here. Push away from the floor. And cartwheeling all the way back into your downward facing dog, opening your knees nice and wide, sinking down into your child pose. Just for a little breather in between. So in our final pose, we're going to be doing two variations. So the second variation is going to be going into our wheel from that pose. So that's what I want you to think about when we do it one more time. Is thinking about, oh, could I maybe put that second arm down? So don't worry, we're not doing it yet. I'm just giving you the heads up. So when you're ready, let's make our way back into our downward facing dog. So hips nice and high, shoulders away from ears. Let's pick that left foot off the floor, hip headlights facing down. Next, let's open up those hips. Bend that knee, really feel that stretch. Then, if you'd like to, take that leap of faith, push those hips up, 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 and reach back. Remembering to breathe. And let's cartwheel all the way back into a downward dog. And if you need to, have a little break in child pose. Okay, meet me back in your downward facing dog. And right foot up, hip headlights facing down. Let's open up those hip headlights, bend that knee, feel that stretch. And then let's take that leap of faith, go all the way around, push those hips up, reach back behind you. Okay, and let's cartwheel all the way back. Open those knees nice and wide, sink down into your child pose. Few breaths here. Just to get everything back to normal. But we should be starting to build some heat in the body, which will get our muscles a little bit warmer for our main pose. When you're ready, come up to kneeling. We're going to work on our camel pose. So I don't know about you, my legs were actually killing today from that. So fingers crossed yours were too, in a good way. So coming up, making sure that you're sitting nice and strong. So you can have feet curled up, feet on the floor, but first of all we're going to do is practice our MJs. So in one line, moving everything all the way back, and forward, and back, and forward, and back, and forward. Let's do it a few more times just for fun. Have a little play with the knees also. See what feels nice. So I like my knees just slightly apart rather than right together. But everybody's different. So see what feels nice for you. Just adjust. Okay, let's go all the way back and forward and all the way back and forward. 2 more. All the way back, forward and all the way back and forward. Nice. Let's incorporate the arms. So left arm. So if you want to do now, curl those toes. Actually, everybody curl those toes for now. So left arm all the way up to reach the heel and back forward. And right all the way back, touch that heel and forward. Let's incorporate the breath. Inhale back, exhale forward. Inhale back, exhale forward. Okay, now if you'd like to, you can have heels down. If not, just keep them up. Inhale back and forward. Inhale back and forward. Just letting your legs rest for a minute. So we're going to go into the full pose. So once we are holding onto our ankles, I want you to really, really think about pushing those hips as forward as you can. So take your variation, whether you'd like to have heels down, heels up, or if you want a block or a book by your heels, either one is good. When you're ready, left arm all the way back, touch the heel, and right hand all the way back, touch that heel. Nice big inhale here, and exhale, push those hips forward, looking up towards the ceiling or back behind you. Making sure you're breathing. Inhale, exhale, last one. Inhale and exhale, come back from whence you came. Open those knees nice and wide and just sink into your child pose. Just give that spine a little counter pose from that back bend just into a nice forward fold, just to realign everything. Lovely. So we're going to do it once more. So entirely up to you of which variation you'd like to. Again, like I said, have a little experiment of those knees. See if you maybe want them a little bit wider this time. When you're ready, let's go. Left arm all the way back, touch those heels. Right arm all the way back, touch that heel. Inhale here. And exhale, push those hips all the way forward, looking back, remembering to breathe. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale, and let's go back the way we came in. Nice open knees, sinking down into your child pose. Just getting everything back in alignment. Okay, and we have come to wheel pose. Yay! So there's a few different variations that we're going to try. If you feel like, oh God, my body's just not ready, so all of the back bends that we've been doing in this sequence are really tricky. So if you don't fancy it, you can stick to your bridge pose, you can stick to your tabletop pose, your bow pose, camel pose. These are all fantastic back bends. Otherwise, we're going to go for the wheel pose. So I'm going to start with the sort of intermediate, and then we're going to go on to the advanced way to get into it. So lying down on our mats, the same way we do with bridge. So knees facing up, Feet facing forward, hip width apart, making sure that you can touch those heels. Hands are going to come all the way round so that your fingertips are going to be facing the front of the mat. So you've got those little cricket arms, so elbows are pointing up. Fingertips are facing the end of the mat. Knees are nice and strong. So from here, you're just going to see how it feels, just to arch that spine. So arching that spine, create a little curve, see how that feels. If that's enough, you're going to stay there. Otherwise, come back down. Well, everyone come back down. Stage 2 is we're just going to very, very briefly sort of go onto our head. So no rolling. You're literally using the strength of your arms that you've built up to just go on your head as an intermittent to pushing up. So if you want to watch me the first time, you're going to push up onto your head briefly and then push all the way up. And from there, that's when you can adjust those legs. So let's do that together. And then roll back down like we do for bridge. So check those feet, hip width apart, knees, I hope are facing the right way, feet facing the front of the mat, making sure those hands are curved round, fingertips facing the bottom of the mat, elbows up to the sky. When you're ready, let's do a little arch to the back, see how that feels. Pushing into those arms, coming to the top of the head, and then pushing all the way up. Adjust those feet, so if you need to bring them in or out, push away from the floor. If at any point you need to come down, just come down. Just trying to breathe, relax into it. And coming back down. Lovely. Hugging in those knees. Oh, give them a little circle one way and the other way. So I'm going to show you another way to get into it. So if you don't fancy this way, just practice that way again. Otherwise, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to go in from our wild thing. So making your way into your downward facing dog. Pushing all the way up. I'm going to go on my left side so I don't kick the camera in the face. But choose which side you'd like to go from. So lifting up that leg, hip headlights facing down, open up those hip headlights, bend that knee and flip into your wild thing. Push those hips all the way up, that hand, and then you're just going to curve round and see if you can reach back that back hand to come into your bridge from there, your wheel from there. We're just going to come down the same way we did before. So like our floating bridge, rolling down. Again, hugging in those knees, giving them a little cuddle. Okay, I'm going to show you one more time from Wild Thing. So, again, if you've had enough, just stay with your knees hugged in. If you think, okay, I'm getting the hang of it, try again from the floor. And if you're like, nailed it, come try and join me in your Wild Thing. So, let's go on the other side. So, with the wrists, when you're sort of flipping over, you need to make sure that it's quite fluid, because what tends to happen is this hand doesn't want to move anywhere. So really try and make sure that you can move the second hand so that you can place the hands properly. Okay, pushing up into your downward facing dog. So opposite leg, hip headlights down, opening them up. Bend that knee, take that leap of faith into your Wild Thing, pushing all the way up and behind you, and then coming all the way round into your wheel pose. Adjust those feet if you need to, push up and away from the floor, making sure you're breathing. and coming down, rolling each vertebrae by vertebrae to your back, on your back. Hug those knees in and circle one way and circle the other way. Amazing, guys. I'm so proud of you all. We're just going to do a few counter poses just to balance everything out. So, just stretching out both of your legs. Bend that right knee all the way up, holding with your left hand, and just let it fall over to the left side of your body. So you're going to feel a really nice twist. You can, oh, my back just clicked then. Open up your right arm, sort of a T shape, and just let everything settle down. So twists are amazing after back bends because they just realign everything back. And they just release any tension that you might be still holding. And release that leg, bring it back to centre and down. And let's bend left knee, hold onto it with the right, and fold all the way over to the right side. Create a little T shape with that left arm. Just let the body relax down. Try not to sort of let that shoulder creep off the floor too much. And bring it back to centre. Bring those knees in again for one little cuddle. Rocking one way and then the other way. Just reaching your feet up like you're trying to walk on the ceiling. Just stretching out those hammies for a minute. This is a really fantastic restorative pose. It's just good at getting all of the fresh blood back in the legs when we lower them. And then let's just bring them to the floor. Settle down on your mat. Just relax down here for a minute. You've earned it. Just take some nice deep breaths. Think about everything that you've achieved over this week. You can stay here for as long as you like. Whenever you're ready, just roll onto one side and slowly push your way up to seated. And I just wanted to say it's been an absolute pleasure spending this week with you. If you've got any feedback, comments, just give me a shout. Let me know if there's anything you want for our next week's challenge. So our next week's challenge starts on Monday. Really looking forward to, again, another week with you guys. And well done. You honestly have done amazing. So speak to you soon. Bye.